Donkey Kong, he's funny, but he's not good. Sorry, Donkey Kong. I might even put Donkey Kong at 3. I'm not gonna lie. My honest opinion about Zero Suit, I think she sucks ass. Her biggest like strength is that she's really fast. That's about it. We're gonna be making a character tier list for the year 2025. Figure out what characters that you should be playing. The goods, the bads, the uglies, the Zero Suits. The way this is going to work, and I might as well just show you like a good streamer. Look, so we're going to be ranking characters like so from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, where they don't have a 0 for Zero Suit. Quick little warning, my perspective is going to be a little bit different. I'm still going to give my honest opinions by the end of this, but I'm going to have my Twitch chat up helping me through this stuff. And, you know, maybe they'll manage to convince me of some other things when I start trash talking Piranha Plant, because that character is trash. The characters that are 9 to 10 are the best characters in the game. The top tiers, characters that score 10 specifically should be considered a potential top 5. And then 7 to 8 are characters that are just short of top tier, but high tier. Consistent and perhaps solo viable is how I would look at the 7 to 8 list. And then 5 to 6 are characters that just are, you know, there's a lot of variance in their results and they're not very good. 3 to 4, they just suck. They're inconsistent. 1 to 2 are the absolute garbage, bottom 10, trash, will never be good. Don't expect anything good from these characters ever. Unfortunately, a lot of your favorite characters will be in this. Falcon is a 2. You're a 2. The way I like to do this stuff is I like to just kind of put the character at 5 mentally and then kind of argue with myself in my head if they deserve to be like better than average, worse than average, or they are actually average. I would probably back then put Banjo at the 5 category, but a lot of people are getting like better at his tech and stuff. He's still a very hard character to play, and I think that weighs into like how viable a character is. Bayonetta is a character that just keeps getting better over time as the Zero to Death start getting mastered. She's still very hard to play, but as the meta slows down a lot, I feel like she just keeps getting better and better. I'm kind of torn between 6 and 7 for her, but I feel like Bayonetta kind of does bad against a lot of like the very relevant characters. It's hard to be consistent with her, so I'll give her a 6. I feel like Bowser is extremely obnoxious, but I think he's also an extremely average character. Like most of the time, if you want like a good character, you have them just like super cranked in one stat. Bowser doesn't really do that. Let's see, Bao. I think this character is not great. I think that Zap and other Bowser Jr. players are pretty crazy for even wanting to play this character. I think he's below average. He's got some good moves and he's got some gimmicks and stuff, but like, I don't know, he's either like 4 or 5. I'd put him at 5, right next to Papa. Now Bowser in doubles, which I know is different. Yeah, a lot of characters just go from like either 10 to 1 or 1 to 10 in doubles. Byleth, I'd give him a 6. I'd put him in like the same area as these other two just because, you know, it's Byleth. Captain Falcon. I think Falcon is not that good. I think he's getting worse. Again, where like the meta's slowing down a lot, it hurts him. And where everything is touch of death and edge guarding, it hurts him a lot. A lot of the top tiers have the potential to just edge guard and destroy. And Captain Falcon cannot keep up. And a lot of his combos are very situational and sometimes just not true despite getting the combo starter because this game is weird. Chrom is another character that kind of just like... He's either like 4 or 5, but his bad recovery is the only thing that keeps anyone from playing him. So he will basically never get the representation to be like a 6 where I think he is. I mean, Cloud is Cloud, right? He's like an 8 or a 9 kind of character. I'm still of the opinion that Cloud isn't like insanely OP broken. And I think he is one of the few characters you can play player versus player and have it be viable. If you know, you know. I won't get too much more than that. Corrin, sometimes I watch Static and I think it's 7, but it's 6 for me. Diddy Kong's another one of those characters. I feel like Diddy Kong's honestly better than Cloud. His top tier matchup spread is so good. And if you're losing the low tiers, probably a you issue, man. I will say he's at least hard to play. Diddy is insane, but he's hard to play. Donkey Kong, he's funny, but he's not good. Sorry, Donkey Kong. I might even put Donkey Kong at 3. I'm not gonna lie. He at least has like the wow factor, so I'll put him in at least 4. So that's the first chunk of characters over here. Dr. Mario he's a 1. He sucks. I don't need to explain much more than that. Duck Hunt is like a 3. Just not that good. Falco is a 5. Maybe 6. No. There's a lot of Japanese Falcos that make me think that this dude is like 6, maybe 7. Fox is an easy 8. He's like, yeah, he's got that like same thing as Cloud where he's very good. Those few flaws just really stand out, which actually, you know what? Maybe Cloud doesn't have as many flaws as Fox. Maybe I'm an idiot. Ganondorf is a no-brainer 1. Greninja, a gimmicky 6. We're being so nice to Greninja today. Gave him a nice little 6. He's good, man. I think Greninja's good. The problem is that his moves are inconsistent. Hero, he just like, he loses at ledge to like every single character. Ice Climbers, it's like if you hit all the combos, they're a 10, but they never hit the combos. and it's too easy to hit the ice climbers and separate them, and it's a 5. Ike is a 3, maybe a 4. I'd get Ike a 4 at least. He's got some stuff that make him good, but he's not total trash. And Incineroar kind of goes in that area to me as well. And Inkling, I would say, is better than both of those characters. I'm still kind of an Inkling believer in that way. I don't think he's absolute garbage. Isabelle is a humble, like, 3. Not great. Jigglypuff is a 3. Joker is a 3. Just kidding. Joker, I'd say, is like an 8. I don't think Joker is a 9 or 10, just because, like, you can just, like, live and die by Arsene, and you have to, like, play really well to have Joker work for you. I think Joker could be a 9 in some situations, but I think the nerfs, you know, brought him down to an 8. I think Kazuya is a 9. That's a controversial opinion, apparently, but Kazuya is just good. I don't care what anybody says. There's no amount of Kazuya downplay that's going to convince me that he's not a stupid character. All right, Ken. I'd say he's, like, almost good. I don't know, because I want to put, like, Ryu and Ken at roughly the same area, because Ken has fallen out of the conversation for, like, one of the best fighting game characters, but Ken is good, man. I think he's, like, as good as Ryu when we eventually get to him, but he just doesn't have the representation. I feel like a year or so ago, people thought Ken was better. Maybe like 2 years ago, before Asimo started, like, really showing what Ryu was capable of, I feel like a lot of people would have just been like, oh yeah, Ken is the best of the Shotos. Like, that's just a no-brainer. But, like, Ken is good. That Shoryuken is unholy. His Tatsu is good. His, like, frame data is okay. I mean, it's good. He's got just, like, a lot of, like, good stuff about him. King DDD, he sucks, but he's not total uber garbage. K. Rool, on the other hand, is quite uber garbage, and he's a cheeser, but I think that cheeser brings him up to a 3. Kirby, I think if you asked me at the beginning of last year, I would have put him at like a 2, but Guilehue's just kind of different. I bet Meister and Leia, we're going to put this at like a 6. I'd put Link at a 5. I think Link is better than people give him credit for. He's got bomb loops that people don't really use, at least at top level play, and it's not like totally impossible or unviable to go for that kind of stuff. Do you see at top level how many people get footstool out of shield? Like, there's footstool out of shield setups for Link, man. He's either 4 or 5, but I'm a Link believer and hater, so we're going to put him at 5. Little Mac, he sucks. He's like 2 or 1. I give him 2. KO Punch, you know. Lucario, another character I think is like a little better than last year. At least for me personally, I feel like he's gone up a little bit. I don't think he's any better than like average character though, just because like his gimmick is so inconsistent and it doesn't work against like every character. Lucas, in theory, he should be really good, but he's kind of just doesn't have the results to pull. But I don't think he's like trash. I think he's got some unexplored stuff with the potential to be better. All right, Lucina, always been good. People just don't play her. I might even put Lucina at a 9, bro. I don't think she's bad at all. Luigi, I feel like you don't have that like same level of success that Japanese Luigi has had if the character was bad, but he's still Luigi and he gets edge guarded. Mario, he's good. I don't care if he gets zoned, he kills you at like 8. Mario up air pays your taxes. Marth, trash character. Marth is so bad. He is, I do believe that he is that much worse than Lucina because his tippers are so trash. All right, Mega Man, again, I feel like in theory he's probably a 7, but results and stuff has shown that he's a 6. Meta, very average character, just he's a counterpick character. I feel like most counterpick characters just end up in that 5 category. Mewtwo, I feel like he's kind of similar in that way where he's just like, he's like a worse Samus. Anything that you would want to do with Mewtwo, you could just do better with Samus. I don't think he's good at all. He's not good enough is what I should say. Mii Brawler, with all of his cheese and his ridiculous frame data, he should have more reps and better results, but he doesn't, because I think Mii Brawler players on average are not good at the game. That's what it looks like. A 3 for you and a 2 for you. We need more Mii Sword fighters. Haha. Min Min is, she's like supposed to be a counterpick character, but she can do good against those characters that like are supposed to do well against her. So I'll give her a 7. Game & Watch is like either a 10 or a 9. I don't understand why people lose with Game & Watch, to be honest. Ness is a 6. He's just like barely above average. Olimar, I am a believer. Actually, dude, he gets so counterpicked hard against like very weird characters, but he's so strong. He does so much damage. He can just like, just learn your weird matchups and just poop out the damage that you know and love, and don't get edge guarded. Omega laugh. Pac-Man, I feel like he's in a similar situation where he's good and then just doesn't really have a lot of reps. Some characters like can play his timeout game, but like again, like Pac-Man's like damage potential is so good and his neutral is so hard to work around. I think Pac-Man's good. Palutena's in the same boat, just extremely solid character. Mutace is mauling right now in a corner somewhere, fighting, punching ghosts. Peach Daisy, I think is better than all those characters. I feel like if Mute didn't have hand issues, we would see that, you know, this character is an 8 out of 10. Even like random low-level Peach that I have played on Elite Smash are capable of doing the turnip trains, so like they can't be that hard. This character is similar to Steve in the way that you can just die without expecting it ever. Actually, with Steve, you kind of expect it, but you just get like hit with a turnip at like platform height in the air, and you're like, no way they have a setup for this, right? And they do. And even if they don't, you probably took like 50 at worst anyway. Very good in last hit situations, very good frame data. Float is broken, great recovery, 8 out of 10 character. Wait, no. Pichu, definitely not that great of a character. He's just, the character design and the nerfs just make him not great, but he's got the potential to kill you super early. And then Pikachu is much better, probably a 9. I think Pikachu is still that good without a lot of people being able to show it because they suck at the video game. Piranha Plant, easy 10, no brainer 10, obviously. Character's garbage. He's a 1. Pit and Dark Pit. I think it's like 6. I think it's like a 7. I think he just like is pretty fucking good. 7 might be a little high for them, but I think it's fair. You think Pit is the definition of 5? No, he's not, dude. He can edge guard like every character in the game. His arrows do so much damage over the course of a singular game and interrupt and can gimp most characters. He can zero commitment gimp a lot of people by just sniping their jumps. On top of that, he has like one of the brain dead nairs that you can just run in and approach, and it's like unpunishable. Pokemon Trainer, just another character that's very good that people just aren't really using that much. Maybe I'm stuck in 2019 or 2020 or something, but I do think that Pokemon Trainer is as good as like Cloud and stuff. He's got setups, like he can kill. His up air is ridiculous, and his back, like down throw back air is just a true combo in the corner, which all of his combos like lead you to the corner, and his ledge trapping is good. Like that's a good character. Pyramithra, 10. That's really all there is to it. And because I see Rob, I'm also just gonna give him a 10 without thinking too hard about it because he's broken. Ridley is like 5. I don't know. He's a big body that's light, but he's got really good moves. that just puts him at a 5. Very average character all around. Robin, I feel like is 5 with the potential to be a 6. Just a pretty unexplored character. I think Robin players are really, really bad at playing Get Off Me. They're like good at zoning and doing arc fire shenanigans, but like once you get in on a Robin, it's just like it's roll a clock or nair out of shield, and they don't know how to stray from that. They don't know how to react to what their opponent's offense looks like, and they just look like idiots. Rosalina and Luma, probably a 6. It's hard to really speak on Rosa. There's only like the buzz showing the potential of the character, but I think with that potential calculated, he's about a 6. Roy's an 8 or a 9. Low maintenance, high damage, and broken frame data. I'd put Roy at a 9. His weakness is like getting edge guarded, but stop losing neutral, dude. Ryu, I think if they're like, I know I said I wanted to put them in the same slot, but Ryu having the Chakrament, the fireball, that is really broken. And also, I feel like Ryu can kill you easier in more situations with like up air being a multi-hit, and he can just hit confirm that. Like that's super good. Ken has something similar, but you can also just fall out of Ken's Shoryuken. I think the fact that Ryu could do like a strong down tilt as a whiff punish into Tatsu as a kill is like super good. That's something Ken doesn't really have like access to, which I you know, despite what I said earlier, I do think Ryu is like a little bit better. Ryu's kids weren't taken from him. Samus, Dark Samus, I think this character is an 8. I don't like this. Bad game design written all over this character. I strongly dislike Samus and Dark Samus. I think they're very good, and it sucks that they are running rampant on Elite Smash all day, every day for the last 4 years or however many years this game's been out. Also, for those of you guys who don't know, we do have to make a top 5 at the end of this list. So, Sephiroth, I feel like is like, I feel like he's like a 6. It's just weird to play him and annoying to play against him. I feel like you can kind of predict a lot of what Sephiroth's going to do. He's just got a really weird play style, but similar to Mewtwo, where he's like a tall lightweight, and it works against him so hard that it actually chops his viability down. If Sephiroth had Wing throughout the entire match, easy 10. The fact that Wing works the way it does, and you can like lose it in the middle of a stock, even though you're like still in a losing scenario. 6. What were they thinking with Wing? They need to pop back. They need to pop open the hood of this character and just fix it, because they didn't do good. Chica's in that same boat. Just tall, light, can combo, has like technically more damage potential than like Sephiroth and stuff, but like loses to characters that just like kind of mash and trade, and can be really scary to play Sheik in a bracket setting. I think Shulk kind of goes in that same area. I probably back then would have put him like a 7, because I'm a Shulk believer. I don't know about you guys, but I think Shulk is still good and people just don't want to play him. He's got a lot of like game-breaking tech too, similar to like Steve or like Peach, in a way that you can just like kill people really early and be very cheap, but alas, people don't do it. Simon and Ricky. I give him a 3. They got that low tier gimmick stuff going on, but Snake, he's an 8. I don't think he's like a 9 or a 10 where a lot of people would probably put him. I think a lot of people suck versus Snake. It's not to say that it's the only reason that like people like Hurt do really well. People like Hurt or AK. They do really well because they're amazing players, and I think a lot of people just don't do the Snake counterplay correctly. I think he is a very solid 8. He's very hard to play. Sonic, I think he is a 9 or a 10. I would give him a 10 just because, dude, look at the results. We have like 2 to 3 like very good Sonics, and that doesn't happen when your character is a 8, sometimes a 9. Sora, I think he's a 7 with the potential for 8 once people like actually start mastering the combos. And when Sora players are able to like see when their combo isn't true or they've messed up the combo and they go for like an air dodge read or something after, Sora players are going to get so much better. We don't need Sora players to like get their together. We need Sora players to stop playing Sora because I hate it. Steve, oh dude, gotta be an 8. I don't think solo Steve can do it. Just kidding. Terry is like a solid 8 or 9. He is so strong. I think he's crazy. 6 or 7. I mean, his camp ability is really good, and he's kind of hard to hit, and his recovery is a little bit exploitable, which is one thing that sucks about playing Toon Link. He's one of the few characters where his floatiness kind of like is good for him, and I think it really helps that he has like a stall and fall. I think bombs just make Toon Link a 7. Villager, 5. Character just doesn't have what it takes. Wario, I don't care. Wario downplay, I don't believe it. Wario is broken. Waft is unfair, unbalanced. Wii Fit, 6, just a little better than average. Unfortunately, a lot of Wii Fit trainers set up camp at ledge and just don't do anything. On the other hand, I think Wolf is a solid 8, which is really funny because I have my friend who plays Wolf here. Character's broken. Just remained very strong throughout the entirety of the game and is still very good. Unfortunately, pretty susceptible to cheesers, which makes people not want to play Wolf, which is understandable. I get that. As someone who plays a minus 85 versus Wolf, I am going to put Wolf there at 8. Yoshi is like a 7. Insane damage output, good recovery, solid neutral, good projectile. Young Link, I think, is like a 7 as well. I think Young Link and Toon Link are in a similar boat. Actually, the Young Link really cranks the camp up like way harder than Toon Link does. I think the Young Link is broken, and low-key is an 8, but nobody plays it. Zelda sucks. That's like a 3. Zelda's definitely a 3. She kills you early, and that's the best thing she can do. And I'm sure everyone's curious about this very last character right here. At least my opinions on Zero Suit Samus. My honest opinion about Zero Suit is that she's like a 6. I think she sucks ass. I don't think she does anything very good. Her biggest like strength is that she's really fast. That's about it. She's got good recovery. Her combos don't do a lot of damage. Her combos are very predictable. You can DI a lot of her kill confirms. You never really have to be scared of grab, and grab is a huge commitment if you do decide to go for it. So it's live and die by it, which is awful when you play a lightweight, because you'll die very early for it. Honestly, if I said all those things about another character, I'd probably put them at a 5 or a 4, but she at least like is fast and has like a solid neutral and good recovery. Bring back smash 4 down throw. True. I don't think anyone can argue with what I said. And I'd be surprised if anyone put Zero Suit any higher than a 6. This is her worst iteration by far. I agree. It sucks too, because I foresaw this. I've always said Zero Suit sucks, unironically, and people thought it was ironic. I'm telling you, low-key, she's a 5, but sometimes she's a 6. My number 1, very controversial, I know. It's Steve. Who'd have thought? My number 2 is Pyra Mythra. I still think this character is top tier, unfair, broken, OD. Number 3 is either like Sonic or Rob. Oh, Game & Watch is there too. I think it's Game & Watch, Sonic, and Rob, and let's see what order. Who disagrees with my top 5? I'm willing to change. Sonic over Aegis, in my opinion. I think Aegis is broken. I think Aegis beats literally all these characters here, except for Steve. Maybe beats Sonic, but who knows. Roy, low-key. No, I don't think it's Roy. Game & Watch over Sonic. I think Game & Watch has a lot of obscure matchups that keep him from being like number 3. Whereas Sonic just doesn't really have those like weird matchups that he struggles in. Aegis is top 2 on Bridge of Eldin. Ocean Man gets it, and therefore that's where we will end this discussion and end the rankings of each character. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if you agree. If you think that I'm really stupid, go ahead and do that. But make sure you subscribe and like the video and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.